precaution. I just want to make sure I get here on time. Or if I didn't, someone. Okay, we're live.
Alright. Hello everyone, it's Drag again, and I'm with Reynard right now.
Hello.
We're gonna do max stages run, which consists on completing the maximum stage we can with every characters. Well, it's very depending on versions, so we're gonna go on that later. Right now I did that on PS3, I'm doing it on PC, so I'm gonna do slightly less stages, but still a lot. And for the start, we're gonna start with Sonic, because it's like we only start with Sonic at the start, but it will be kind of just Sonic story, so we're gonna go to the exciting stuff later on.
Yeah, so it starts with Sonic's campaign to unlock the other characters, and then with the other characters is where we start completing the other stages.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay, it's not starting good.
So the reason why things differ between versions is that the idea of the run kind of depends on using glitches to get characters into unintended stages. And there are some glitches available on PS3 that aren't available on other platforms. But we're with PC, so we'll do the most we can with the tools we have here.
Basically, triangle glitch and being able to clip in some stage in Station Square.
Yeah, there'll be some fun stuff you don't normally see in a speedrun. But then some other classic stuff like this.
Yeah. And since Sonic already goes to every stages except for Hot Shelter, there is nothing really new. And we can't really go to some stage earlier like Final Leg or Lost World, so we're gonna just do the story normally.
Yeah, Sonic can't do Hot Shelter because on all versions of the game, basically the way that assets are loaded in a level, Hot Shelter doesn't have a default template, so Sonic can't run it because basically there's no loading triggers for like a capsule or a final area, so you can't complete it.
We can actually get into Hot Shelter as Tails, and it will load the Sonic by default layout, and so there's mostly nothing in the stage. So, not very good Emerald Coast so far, but we're getting there. Doing Tassel just for the swag. It doesn't feel.
Yeah, there are some stages you can do out of order without messing anything up. In terms of like soft locking the file, but then some of them you can't. So this one you can grab early, and then I wish I knew how to do quick Casinopolis. I'm so terrible at this. I've tried so many hours of practice. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's definitely
it's always impressive.
A tough one to learn at first. But it saves so much that it's definitely worth it. Okay, I can do the stages. Okay. So I didn't save any time by doing Casinopolis early with this movement, by the way. Sad. Egornet. Pretty easy both as Sonic. We already saw it a lot in this marathon, I believe. So.
Yeah. So with Sonic here, you just mash A, but with Tails, do you know how to do this with Tails? The quick egg hornet?
Yeah, I'm not consistent at it, but we jump cancel in behind him. We're gonna see that way later because Tails will be one of the last character we play.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see your route in action.
It's very funny because we actually do the reverse order than in all stories. some character we could do any order, like Big and Amy, since we don't do trial mode glitch with him because it's not really RT available. Because you can do second stage earlier. And so we kind of do them in any moment, and so I prefer doing them kind of early because of Big Casino Police. But we'll get to that. Oh, sub 30 Act 3 of Winnie Valley, that's very good.
Yeah.
Skew gravity, so you run on a slope, spin dash, and you keep this inclination, and you fall sideways and can go through the stage. Pretty cool stuff. And thanks to that we can do every stage in Sonic Story sub 1 minute. Kinda hard RTA though, but we're close.
It's okay.
So generally speaking, a lot more stuff in this game would be possible if you could avoid setting certain flags,
Yeah.
like certain progress flags. If you could be like, oh, I want to finish this stage in terms of like the trials menu, but I don't want to finish it for like the story or something like that. But this game is pretty tough with tying up flags and like single events. Like everything goes off at once, unless you know, I'm not really experienced with tasks, but like unless you could somehow reset at just the right like frame, I don't think you can separate that sort of stuff.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know if it's
The
possible.
only one I know about is that if you restart, you can leave the emerald in place, so you don't have to hit you don't have to hit the capsule, you know.
Yeah, but it doesn't trigger the flag story, so the story flag, so it doesn't progress the game. So it's not very useful for finishing the game. But I'm gonna do that actually because of Big and Amy non-intended stages.
Yeah.
Okay, so ice key skip. Okay, now your camera was bad right there. You want kind of the camera to face the wall, so Sonic flip. Okay, I barely made that.
Nice. Nice.
I stand on the door. And you do a spin dash over. So when you clip out, you actually get some extra time in the air and extra distances, and can make the jump. Okay. Ice cap, the second easiest, shortest stage in the game. If you don't count the free fall.
You do the bridge clip with free cam.
Yeah, that's because I'm doing like everything in free, so I kinda get used to it to save a camera switch, but yeah, maybe I should stop doing that.
I only ever learned it. I only learned it in auto.
Yeah, because the camera locked the bridge, so you don't have to turn the camera as much. I did it in auto in all mission because of the mission 53. It's to lose less height on this kit, but there's also like the ice key skip out, which I think is way easier in free cam, that we will gonna see right now.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's a very bad start of Sonic Story. So here we got on the slope, spin dash jump, and we clip out. You gotta be careful with this jump because sometimes you jump too high or too early, and so you kinda get too much inside the room where there's a ceiling. The ceiling is not in the corner, that's why it works, I think, but there's a collision if you go slightly more in. So if you jump earlier, you're gonna have the curve of the jump that makes you go. I think that's why sometimes you miss it. You hit the ceiling because you're too into the room. And into the most fun part of any SADX speedrun or Sonic Adventure
I
speedrun.
can't stand this fight.
Yeah. This fight is...
It would be so much better. It would be so much better if Ancient Light did double damage.
Yeah.
But because then we could like clip out and go get Ancient Light and then make this way faster. But
yeah, that would be very cool routing actually, and we could avoid like the RNG hits, I guess, or at least one.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I got unlucky and I'm losing 9 seconds because of this pattern.
Sakurai, please patch. Please.
And I forgot my timing, so yes to. We're gonna see this boss 3 times, but at least with this route, they're gonna be very, very far from each other. Since we're gonna do Gamma, Big, and Amy after Sonic, so Nux and Tails gonna be at the end of the run, mostly. Contrary to all stories where you cannot do the 3 back-to-back. Thankfully, the Sonic and Tails are quite long, so. But also, most of this time is sketches. So. Okay.
You think for the exhibition you're gonna copy the file? You have to replay it. Yeah.
For Knuckles, yeah, because like will take a while to do the start of Sonic to unlock Knuckles again.
Yeah, all this again. Yeah.
So here we are. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm practicing a lot without sketches next story, and I guess I forgot to deactivate the mode. So 3 times save, I guess. It's not a new escape. Just want to make sure for everyone. I didn't find a escape on sketches.
This skip is Dragvrallass only. Only for you.
Okay, Twinkle Park. Okay, I didn't have enough ring at all, and I missed a capsule ring. So no TPSS for today. And no space launch either. Oh my god. I lost so much.
That old AGDQ run where the guy has a sandwich during the sky chase. Okay, eats a sandwich. The runner.
Oh, that's
no sandwich break now.
That's tough. Okay, so after Twinkle Park, we're gonna do the first kind of deviation with regards to Sonic's story. We're gonna do Twinkle Circuits. It's the only stage intended to be, well, it's not a stage, it's a sub-games, but it kind of works like a stage. And it's the only part of the game that is shared with... Oh, okay. I react too slow, so I fall down into the roof. So I have to redo that. Roller coaster. So say losing like 20 seconds. Yeah, that's. Hopefully we save time with skate escape. Because.
Yeah, we're gonna skip Act 2 also.
But yeah, because like it's skip the mode kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
You have the option to skip both. And so yeah, Twinkle Secret is the only stage that is intended to do with every character, but some character can do it more easily than others. The character that do Twinkle Park is just open after you, not after you complete the stage, because if you do Twinkle Park early, the door is still closed, but once you set up the flag, the story flag of completing Twinkle Park. And so after the cutscene after Twinkle Park in case of Sonic. But with Gamma, Tails, and Knuckles, it's way harder to get there. It's kind of weird because they never tell you that there is a card waiting for you to open the door. But we're gonna not use it for Tails and Knuckles because it's faster to just go out of bounds. Okay. So we can
I
actually.
mean, Gamma can also just jump in, can't they?
Yeah, but the problem is like the clip to get into Twinkle Circuit is very inconsistent. Like you can do the same thing but with Twinkle Park as Gamma, where you clip into the door in the wall into Twinkle Circuit, but the camera doesn't face the door, so it's very inconsistent. And at first I wanted to show it up during the run, but then in practice I just realized that I get it like 1 out of like 100 attempts or something, so...
Yeah, we'll be there a while, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you can actually get there without the card, and since we're gonna go to Twinkle's Park as Gamma, we can just clip out. Oh. Okay, so that was kinda bad Twinkle Circuit for Sonic. But I didn't die because death is very punishing on the stage.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
And now let's go for a regular program of Sonic Story and getting into Knuckles' entrance, obviously, because that's what we normally do.
This is one part that I know how to do this part at least.
Yeah.
I can't do most of these skips. I at least know how to do that one.
Yeah, this one is actually pretty easy, which is crazy because that's one of the main time save we get in the Iron Field actually as Sonic. Most of the clip doesn't save that much, but this one I think it saved like 5 seconds if you do it well. Compared to opening the door with the card and waiting for the door to open and then the elevator. Even though the task goes through this door though, so I guess it's not even that fast. But yeah, Ice Skip save like 7 seconds if you do it perfectly. And all the other clip in the Iron Field save like almost like. What happened? What? It never happened to me before. I don't understand what happened. Like I just click. I don't. What happened there? Oh yeah, I die. Did I clip out of bounds? Did I go too much on the right?
You missed the hallway.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
It's okay.
Never happened before, for real. So okay. So yeah, for example, to skip like save like only all else skip save only like 2 seconds at best. And we're gonna do it with a lot of character actually. With Knuckles and Amy too. Okay, on our way to Red Mountain. So as you said earlier about flag, we could actually do Red Mountain as the second stage of the run. Do Emerald Coast to unlock the Mystic Runs and then go on your way out of bound and get there directly. But because of the flag, we can't, because when you finish Red Mountain, it warps you directly into Sky Chase Act 2, and after that you are stuck in the egg carrier, but you don't have the cutscene, so you can't progress straight further.
Yeah, you can get back out of the egg carrier through the Chow Garden, but even then, if you try to get back and get back into the story, it soft locks you at the egg carrier.
Yeah, you can go back in any way. Oh my god, am I? Okay, I'm dropping a lot of things right now. That's very unfortunate. I'm really circling that bad. All the full marathon. yeah, that's... No! I did an Amiga attack, but there was a capsule just below me, so Sonic just dived to his death. I guess. Okay. Okay, so shout out to Squiffy earlier that did 130 emblems, and this keep with autocam is way harder and cannot kill the run. But shout out to Squiffy because he still did it in sub 9 hours, which is crazy. Shout out. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to do a jump on the rock to get to the top of the stage. That's.
Do you ever do that? Do you ever do that clip back at the start of Act 2, where you jump out back through the hole? Like,
I don't
actually know how much faster that is as Sonic to like jump all the way back out.
Oh, I actually don't know about this thread at all, so I never did that, so I can't tell.
If you jump back up after you spawn in, there's no ceiling on that like tunnel.
Oh yeah, I think I saw an experimented with that with Tass. I have no idea how fast it is actually, but yeah, it's kind of impressive. Very hard to do RTA though. Okay. Into Skydeck. Yeah, we just so yeah, the SKTS 2 doesn't exist anymore. Sorry. Yeah, so if you do Skydeck, Red Mountain will use soft lock game, but also takes a lot of soft lock on if you do Skydeck early on its own too. That's why you have to not watch the cutscene too fast before entering. Okay. Okay, skipping the time loss, skipping the bomb capsule. That's something I'm still getting used to it.
You're doing the jump from the like the skip. Yeah.
Alright. Okay, into Act 2 we go. Finally we can spin dash because I couldn't earlier because of the mission in Friday. Okay. Okay, I got a little bit lucky that it only went there. But I missed.
That's not bad.
I missed everything. I'm missing everything right now, which hopefully we're getting to other characters will be better and more entertaining. But right now it's just shitty Sonic story. Okay, I missed all the capsule too. I'm not soft locker. Okay. Wow.
Just be glad you're not on PS3, or you would have to do that with Big.
Yeah, and we can't do that in PC. And yeah, you have. So you want to explain how we do that with Big? Because it's kind of crazy how it's possible.
I wish I had some images, but basically, so the thing. Well, let's talk about in this run. You'll mostly be using two kinds of glitches in the game, which is just clipping into a loading zone in an adventure area. So that'll let you get into stages like Twinkle Circuit and Twinkle Park, because the devs left loading zones there, even if a character isn't necessarily meant to get in. That's
Only
also
in Station Square.
Yeah, mostly in Station Square. And then pretty much, I guess only in Station Square.
Yeah.
Because it was the first map they did. So that's one kind of glitch. And then the second one, which is another one you'll be using here, is the trial mode glitch, which a lot of people will know. And that involves manipulating certain flags in the game. And it's a little complicated, but basically it uses the trial mode game mode to let you access certain stages.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna do that with Gammas. Well, set up it with
I'll
Gamma.
probably explain it more when we get there.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm not finishing Sonic Story yet. That's something that we'll see at the end. But I did get every character right now, so we can get only faster to the funniest parts, and also because of Sand Hill.
Yeah.
'Cause-
So then just to wrap it up, on PS3 there's a third kind of glitch, because the port, there's a certain way that the drop data for Casinopolis, like where a character is dropped after they're done with the stage, and on PS3 version, and I think on Xbox, Casinopolis drops to a null byte to 00, and then you can overwrite that with whatever you want. So that's a way that you can get a character into another unintended stage, is by manipulating the drop table. But again, that's not on PC. It just crashes. Certain other stages on PC just crash because not to a null byte. They just drop the garbage data.
Yeah, I think it's Chaos 0 Act 16 or something.
Yeah, good, very good. Yeah.
Which that's why it says completed Chaos, because it's supposed to be Chaos 0, but you can't get there.
Yeah, on the save file, yeah.
Yeah, and I think in this GameCube it's like MLCO in the past, or MLCO Sec 2, I don't remember exactly.
Oh, yeah. Emerald Coast Act 2 drops to the past on some versions.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep.
So, okay, Gamma Story is always the same at the start. You do Final Leg into Emerald Coast, because that's kind of the only thing that you can do. Well, really.
Yeah.
And then Hot Shelter early, which opens a lot of possibilities.
Oof.
And I missed the jump.
Gamma really can't do anything without the hover pad too. It's so hard to do anything without hover.
Yeah. Yeah, but for example, there is Casinopolis. We were in Station Square, but we can't even get to Casinopolis yet because we didn't have the hover.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that later in the run. Finally did the pillars. So, first cutscene on the past actually, because we don't do it with the Indie corner.
Yeah, Sonic doesn't have any past cutscenes until after Lost World.
Yeah, so Gamma Story at the start, you're kind of warped everywhere in the game, and so you're not really free of your movement. So yeah, the early Gamma Story is, for that reason, very restrictive. Also. But the latter part of Gamma Story is very open compared to other characters.
Yeah.
After fighting Sonic, you can do whatever you want, really.
So now we get to do the first weird thing.
Yeah. Which isn't even that weird because we do it in Gamma Story regular, but because it's the only character that benefits from Trial Mode glitch in a story. So yeah, we run into the wall. No, we walk into the wall, mode change, and we clip, and then jump. Mode change will be very useful to clip, like there. That's the one of the main take of Gamma to clip.
Because it shrinks your hitbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes you smaller.
Yeah, and I guess also the boost of speed kind of helps too, maybe. But yeah, it's definitely the change of collision box that makes it possible. Okay, let's go. Train skip. Other skip of Gamma in my opinion, except for maybe early shot, but this one is very inconsistent.
Huh.
Into Zeta. Okay, well, we already saw Gamma 3 earlier with Mimic, I think yesterday. So... No, it was maybe Friday, I don't remember exactly. Nothing is new for you right now.
That was super smooth.
Yeah, that was the rest of the Gamma was not that good, but that also was fine. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Gamma later, but now we're on to Big. So I guess you're very hype, everyone, about Big. Yeah, so...
Does he get an extra stage on PC? He could do Casinopolis.
And that's it, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will be kind of straightforward. But the one thing that we can do is actually kind of hype, but also a run killer, because it's very hard. But we're gonna just do Twinkle Park first because the train station is closed at the start of Big, so it's kind of hard to get into Casinopolis into situation. It's possible though.
It's closed unless you put in a word with the Burger Man.
Yeah.
I'll let you in. The Burger Man has connections. You get you in.
Yeah, basically most of Big's out of bound are because of the Burger Man.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good how to say that, like, relationship between the Burger Man and Big. Yeah, so Big is not even that bad for Twinkle's Secret. He kinda turns well and he's only slower than Knuckles and Sonic actually.
Yeah, he's pretty fast.
Yeah, Big is kinda cool in Twinkle's Secret actually.
Amy has the worst cart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy, you can barely control Amy.
Yeah, you get to that, but she's almost 1 minute slower than every other character. So
Terrible.
yeah, that's just sad. Like, it's not fun at all to control. Also, Big and Gamma have a larger model for the cart. Once you saw it, you can't unsee it. Sorry. And since we're gonna go to Twinkle Park as Gamma, we're kinda gonna see actually the actual comparison, which will be kinda fun.
Right, you can do Twinkle Park as Gamma in certain conditions, but I think PC is pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, do you know, does it crash when he gets into a cart on PC?
Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes it works.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
But the one thing that is almost consistent crash is getting into Act 2, from Act 1 to Act 2. So I guess if you could thermal glitch Gamma into Twinkle Park Act 2 with Big or Amy, it will be kinda easy to finish the stage, but yeah, as
You
right
can,
now...
You can do it, so the thing is that the trial mode glitch, when it leaves slots 4 and 5 open, with Sonic, you can complete Sonic stages out of order to bring, if you do Red Mountain early as Sonic, if you do 1, 2, like Emerald Coast, Windy Valley, and then if you do Red Mountain early, and then Skydeck, you can bring those up so that Red Mountain and Twinkle Park will be in slot 4
Oh
and
yeah.
5. But it doesn't usually help because I think maybe Gamma might be okay, but I know Knuckles and Tails Knuckles and Tails spawn under the castle, you know. So they just drop, they like soft lock. So
Yeah, in
we'll
Act
see
2.
when you do Knuckles. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, well, yeah, Tails can't even go there if you go from Act 1, and
Right.
yeah, you respawn too low in Act 2. Oh, second try? Oh my god. Okay, so shout out to Pasta.
Shout out to shout out to Pasta and Scoob, yeah.
And this one is Cube, I think. Okay, I'm almost got it
Cube.
first try. What the fuck? And so yeah, we clip into the stairs, so we can still have the Burger Man, and now we launch the Burger Man on top, and we jump below it, and so we kinda can clip. So I do it in this side because I find it more consistent to clip, but it has been found on the right side.
I always do it on the right, yeah.
And I used
my
to do...
tips are, yeah. Oh yeah, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, sad. So let's hope I don't have my second attempt not too late after that, but yeah. And on the right side, during my practice, I kind of spend sometimes like 5 minutes not being able to clip. But on this side, I clip easier, but it's actually, I think, harder to get into the loading zone because the jump is kind of tight.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I jump on the right, I do the right side, and if I try one jump, and if one jump doesn't work, then I wait for the statue to fall, because like what just happened to you will happen. Like you'll get pushed out, so, and it takes a while to set back up. So I just try one jump at a time. But.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm getting super consistent the first play. And that's cool because that means we have more attempts. But yeah, because like if you jump too late, you don't have as much height on your jump, so you don't make the jump. So yeah.
So I spent most of my life, I think, trying to get this, trying to find this glitch, and eventually I gave up and I just put out a bounty, and then Pasta and Scoop found it.
Yeah.
They found it in like a couple days. Like it actually took me years of my life. I just wasted trying to do this. And then Pasta and Scoop did it in like 2 days.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough one to pull off. So no, that's surprising. Let's go, and I didn't die. Okay.
Hey, good job.
That's not even that bad actually.
No,
and so
that's a different angle than I expected.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that angle on the left.
Okay, so now we're in Casinopolis, the Sonic Casinopolis basically, so we have access to the pinball.
Yeah.
But as we already saw in the bingo, when you are Amy or Big, it's just normal, so it's very easy to get rings. So that's so it's pretty easy to finish the stage because of that. Maybe it is a way to avoid the 400 rings requirement, but we didn't find it yet. And I don't think this is possible, particularly with Big, because if there's the capsule, you actually can't do this stage.
Yeah, it's too tall, yeah. So the thing is, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this jump, you have to jump on this slope to get the height. Okay, I'm doing it wrong. So it's actually like way more tight than it looks like, but it's pretty consistent. But yeah, that's why I'm doing that earlier, because if I do it later in the story, I think there's the capsule, and so you can finish
once Tails finishes any stage.
Oh, okay.
I think when Tails finishes any stage, so just as like, so when you go into a level that a character isn't intended to be in, it will reference that Sonic's layout, because Sonic's layout is in slot is like is character 1, I think, or character 0, depending on the data. But he's like the default.
Yeah.
But then when the game is referencing whether a stage has already been completed, it'll default to referencing Tails' first stage to see if Tails has finished. Like that's the level that it checks. So if Tails has already finished Windy Valley once, then that level will load a capsule, and the capsule is too tall for Big to jump on. So we have to do it now.
Yeah, that's why I do Big.
Big has to steal the emerald.
So I did get the emblems, but I reset before that because if I actually waited for the stage to complete the fade out, the save will be corrupt and I couldn't continue anything as Big. Every time I load Big, it will actually try to load Chaos 0 at 16, as we said earlier, and yeah we can do nothing, which is different in PS3. By the way, and that's the reason why PS3 is so different in this category.
Yeah, in PS3 we actually would want that to happen, but in PC it ruins the file. So.
Okay, so we're gonna continue a little bit Big for the stage of Big, which are more just like regular Big story. Okay, that's a very bad.
I like how this route that you made kind of spaces things out, so there's like some fun stuff, and then there's the regular stuff.
Yeah.
And the weird, yeah. Because on PS3, the way I did it, it's just all setup and then all fun. But like you have to sit through like an hour and a half of just unlocking and.
Yeah.
So I appreciate this.
Also, as you can see, I didn't get the emblems on Ice Cap because I beat Casinopolis and got the emblem. And apparently the emblem of Ice Cap is the default one for B. So when I entered the stage, it was already mission B. Which is weird because like with Amy, it's not the second stage, it's actually Twinkle Park.
Yeah.
It's kind of inconsistent. Characters.
I remember when I was first like talking about max stages and completing these levels, I remember there was some interest from some runners about whether the emblems that you get at the end, whether it was like a better way to get emblems. But it's really, or like if the game gives you like extra emblems, so you can get more than 180 or something, or I guess 181, isn't that as many as there are?
Oh, okay.
I think it's 181 total.
Oh, I
Isn't there one extra Adventure Hub emblem? Am I crazy?
I don't know about that. So.
Oh, okay. I thought there was one extra Adventure Hub level. Anyway, but it doesn't work that way. You can't get more than there are in the game. The game just awards you a different level.
Yeah, basically.
Emblem. So.
I think that Snuckles Twinkle Park gives you Amy's Twinkle Park or something like that.
That's a different thing, yeah. For some reason, Knuckles completing Twinkle Park sets Amy's story progression to 30%. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't change anything else in the game. It just sets it so that Amy looks like she has 30% of her story done. It doesn't change anything else.
I'm gonna do Amy before Knuckles, so we won't see that. But yeah, that's totally weird. But yeah.
I remember when we first showed that to Maine. It was Veritas and I showed that to Maine, and Maine was like, "This is the weirdest thing I've seen in this game."
Yeah, and it doesn't do anything either. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't do anything to Amy's story. It doesn't do anything about emblems. Like, it's just there. Okay, so we almost finished with big stages. We just
so sad.
Yeah. But it actually went super well. Like, I think it's my best big segment ever.
Yeah, it was really good. Good job.
Yeah, I'm very happy about myself right now because that's definitely a very tough part of the runs. Well, Casinopolis is. The rest of Big is pretty easy. So on the way to Amy, which will be kind of the same, because she can't try and glitch either. Actually, in a RTA variable way, because there's another thing that we didn't discuss about trial mode is you can actually erase the stage that you done in the trial mode glitch. If you complete them 256 times, you lose it. basically.
Yeah.
Because like it's
The game tracks how many times you've completed a stage with just one byte. So so the value it's a hexadecimal byte. So the value goes up to 255. So if you complete it, which is FF, if you complete it another time, it'll add 1, and then the value will roll over and become 0 again, which activates trial mode glitch in some cases, because if you haven't finished, like if for instance you play Amy's first level and her second level, and then you go back and do her first level another 255 times, the game treats it as though you've only done her second level, which gives you trial mode glitch.
Yeah, we get to that with Tails and Knuckles that triggers trial mode like that. Also, I got Casinopolis clip as Amy first try.
Yeah. Oh wow, I didn't even notice. Wait, I didn't realize. That's so hard.
It's actually
annoying.
The same clip. Yeah, sorry. It's the same clip as Sonic and Tails. It's just that Amy can't get enough height from a normal jump, a standing jump, so you have to get some speed first, and so it makes the setup slightly harder. It was a very good Casinopolis 2, by the way.
That was great, yeah.
Almost sub 1 minute. So it was amazing. But we already saw it a lot in the bingo now, because like it has its usage because of the pinball being awful as Sonic, and as Amy being actually completely free.
Yeah, I think I messed around a little bit. I think it might be faster to, those like bars on the side, like those 3 bars on the side. It might be faster to hit those instead of the bumpers, but I might be wrong.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe with Amy, because you don't get stuck on the thing. Like, okay, I got first try Elmo's clip. What the fuck is going on?
Save all that time. Save all that time from Sonic.
Okay, so yeah, you can actually get pushed by the barrier if you do a jump kind of precise with the angle, and then it takes a similar clip as Sonic, and so yeah, you can get into Emolcos as Amy. And you can go pretty far, so I'm gonna try that just to as an exhibition's sake. It's kind of fun to go around Emerald Coast as Amy, even though it's very slow and it's kind of glitchy sometimes, because like the looping and the speed pad are way faster than she's supposed to be, so it kind of sometimes hard to control.
Yeah. You can't use the ramp because her airspeed.
Yeah.
Like, she slows down too much if you try to use the ramp in the whale segment. So you have to hammer jump over it.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up it. I did a setup for the looping speed where I hammer jump on the loop, and it guarantees that the loop happens is fine, and Amy doesn't like fly in the air or die, because it can happen very easily where she just doesn't go to the right direction. Okay, so the first one I hammer jump and it stopped me, and this one I'm just avoiding completely the orc because it goes too fast for Amy, so he caught up with us and we just die.
Yeah.
We get extra.
So yeah, the Orca doesn't destroy that part of the deck. The Orca never goes there, so you can use it to set up a little bit.
Yeah, if you jump. Amy gets extra height from the spring, actually, by the way, so...
Oh.
Compared to Sonic. Yeah, I don't know if I fall that rare, but whatever. So yeah, we go super high thanks to the spring. Little bit of action, hammer jump inclination. And sadly, once you enter Act 2, we spawn too below the stage and we can't complete Amy's Emerald Coast, sadly.
Yeah.
And Davis asked why there was a spring there as on Tails, because when you die you respawn here as Tails with the cutscene skip thingy and the cheat code, and that's because basically they just put a spring on the default spawn And I guess that's why for Tails not dying is my guess for
No.
the put.
It's because the spring has ID 00.
Oh yeah.
So when devs deleted an item, sometimes instead of deleting it, what they would do is they would. Oh, I want to see this. Is it? Nice.
I got looking for sure. Oh,
That's awesome.
And here I didn't get the. It was already mission B of Amy, so that's why I don't get the emblem. So okay, yeah, they delete the rings, and so.
Yeah, if they delete an item, sometimes the way it works is they actually set it to be an item of ID 00 at coordinates 000, and that's what turns into a spring. It's the same reason. It depends on the map. Sometimes a spring is ID 0, and sometimes it's a ring. So depending on certain levels, you'll load in. Sometimes you'll load into a level, and you'll see like you'll get like a ring immediately, and that's because you spawn in at 000 on a ring.
Okay.
And that's also why on the town hall map, if you've ever like clipped the camera out of the town hall map, you can see there's a ring just floating out there.
Yeah, there's a ring of that.
And that's at 000, so that's why.
Yeah.
I think it was Steep I think I learned all that from Steep.
So, meanwhile, we are into Twinkle's Secret as Amy, and yeah, she did the first lap in 1 minute and 6 seconds. Thankfully, when we get rings, it's better and it's almost on par with Gamma. But Gamma is the second worst character on Twinkle's Secret, so it's not even that great. But the second and third lap aren't as bad as the first one. Also, the voice makes the game freeze there, so that's why we erased them initially in Sonic Speedrun because of Twinkle Park Ramp. But with our character, we never encounter it because we never go to Twinkle's Secret normally because we just do it with Sonic in 130, so it doesn't matter. But...
Yeah, the way that when I did like a couple max stages run last year, the way that I had it set up was I just did it to like anything that I could complete, anything where I could get a final timer. That's the one that I counted as the stage, and I only did action stages. So it's interesting to see. I'm happy to see that you're also doing sub games and you're doing ones where you can't exactly finish, but you can at least show off. The stage is cool.
Yeah, because I can at least do Act 1, so that's why.
Yeah.
And also, like the clip into Emerald Coast is kind of cool to see. I had actually I was wondering if like I should count bosses in the run, but the thing is, bosses are kind of boring. You never get to them like in a way that is glitchy. So it basically just would have made the run longer for just intended contents, which
you can't do them with other characters on PC.
Yeah. So it would have just been like me completing Amy's story even more, me completing Big Story even more, and all that, which I'm already doing a lot of stuff that are kind of like regular story, like I'm going into Odd Chapter and finally as Amy, even though I'm just doing a regular Amy story right now. But it's a stage, so like it should. But bosses are kind of like, and also like if you count bosses, Perfect Chaos is a boss, and I can complete it. So it would have been just an all-story speedrun basically.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. Yeah.
Yeah, so no bosses, but Twinkle's Secret is fair because you can do it with every character. It's kind of short, and Sound Hill is also kind of interesting because of Sonic. Sound Hill we rarely see. Okay, I missed the clip. That's okay. So it's not that much more stages, and Sound Hill is kind of an action stages in a way. It's just not counted as one though. Like it's very similar to one.
Yeah. You
But-
can do other bosses with other characters. You can do bosses with unintended characters on PS3, but it doesn't really get you anything. Most of the time, it just crashes the game. It is fun though. You can do like Egg Viper with Amy and
Oh.
Gamma, and that's fun.
Hey, it's crazy.
Yeah,
what-
I'm trying to advertise. I need to advertise the PS3
Yeah.
version as much as possible to get more people playing it, because I think it's the most fun version because of all that stuff. But
Yeah, I actually hesitated a lot to try the PS3 version. Maybe
Yeah.
someday. I was
yeah,
gonna,
maybe eventually. No pressure.
but I think it's already pretty interesting, this route already. So it's just like it's more accessible also to SADX runner in general. So it's
Yeah.
gateway drug to PS3 maybe. But yeah. Okay. Bad bathroom clip, but we're getting very into Amy. Hot Shelter is one of my favorite stages in the game in speedrun. It's one of the rare stages that is actually longer than a minute, which is very rare in this game in speedrunning. Which
It is really cool that there's collision on all those surfaces though.
yeah,
You can be running outside the map.
which is kind of rare, or that there's collision
Yeah.
on things very far out. Like most of the things out of bound or very far don't have a collision. The one thing that comes to mind are the mountain close to Red Mountain that, weirdly enough,
Yeah.
have collision, but outside of that, it's very rare. That
It's the poor man's ice key skip is to climb over all those mountains and jam yourself into the cave, and it's not fun.
yeah, 2014,
I've done it too many times.
2014 technology right there. Getting into the ancient light and then escape early through the.
Yeah.
Okay, so on our way to final leg, to the final stage of Amy. Oh, and we didn't do Knuckles, so the pool is not empty, but we still can do the jump, by the way. Shout out to Spacebar that always goes for it, no matter what. Never emptying the pool. Yeah, so the Station Sway is very fun because of the fact that there's loading zone in these stages, but the other ups aren't as fun for that reason. Like, you could clip into Skydeck, Knuckles Skydeck area as Amy, but sadly there's no loading zone there, so nothing load.
Yeah,
and-
they designed Mystic Ruins and Egg Carrier after Station Square. So like the way that it seems to have gone is that they designed Station Square, but then they made the other characters take different paths in the story. So, and that's when that decision came. So they put up a bunch of like physical barriers in Station Square, but in Egg Carrier and Mystic Ruins, they never put the loading zones in the first place. So like even though Tails can get to the Lost World loading zone,
yeah.
you know, I think Big can also get to the Lost World loading zone. Like there's things that you can do, but it doesn't get you anything because there is no trigger. Okay, are we gonna see a moonwalk?
No, I can't do.
No moonwalk.
Yeah, sorry. That's the one thing I need to learn on Amy. I already tried a lot of times getting it, but I never been able to. I'm starting to be consistent at Banana Clip though, so it's eventually. Okay, I wanted to go to at least on top of the elevator, but yeah, I guess I have no swag. I'm the lamest gamer. But yeah.
Is there a route on? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I wasn't saying anything fun outside of the fact that we're gonna get into the firm part of the run where we're gonna start. Oh, first door!
Ooh,
Hype with
first
the
door.
cube skip. Let's go. That's actually a decent final leg. 23-36. That's not even that bad. Okay, so Sonic was bad, but everything else is kind of
but-
good.
Yeah, Big and Amy are blessed run.
Yeah.
Everything
no.
from Sonic on.
Okay.
I was gonna say do you know on SA1 on Dreamcast, like, is there a route for Amy to hit that capsule in like outside the stage?
I think the capsule is not there because
Oh, it's not there. Okay.
it's a different layout object. I think.
Oh, is it just? Yeah, it's just for Sonic. Okay.
Yeah. I think. I'm not an expert on
I think you're
Dreamcast,
right. Yeah.
But okay, so we're gonna take the J-Con clip first because it just makes everything faster as Tails and easier. And Jet-On clip. And we need to do speed highway early for later. And it actually doesn't affect the second version of Trial Mode Glitch because there's two different versions of Trial Mode Glitch. We kind of already talked about that, but like there's the Gamma way that is the most done way in general because it's the most practical one, where you do 1, 2, and 5. So the stage 1, 2, and 5. So this way you can get stage 4, and also you can get like empty slots in the trial mode glitch because you didn't do 4th stage and 3rd stage, so it's just no data there.
If I try to remember, I think it's that if you complete the first stage in a character's campaign, it sets trial mode. It sets the flag for trial mode to display levels, so you can choose a level. If you complete the second stage in a character's campaign, it sets the trial mode flag to open the menu so that you can get in.
To unlock
and
it,
then,
basically.
And if you complete, a given stage, like 3, it will let you select stage 2. So it'll let you select everything up to that stage, basically. Like stage, if you finish, Red Mountain as Sonic, it lets you get into Twinkle Park. So, but then if you finish the final stage in a character's campaign, which for Tails and E102 Gamma's 5, their 5th stage, it unlocks all their stages, like all their stage slots. But the thing is that because you haven't set any of the flags in between 1, 2, and 5, the game doesn't display. It doesn't have anything to put in the last 2 slots that you've unlocked. So you've only done 3 stages, but you have 5 slots. So the slots 4 and 5 are open that you can fill with whatever data you want. So, and if you don't fill it with any data, you just go to Hedgehog Hammer because that's room code 00, which is the default room.
Yeah, that's the room that you are sent when you complete actually Casinopolis as Amy or Big, for example, in PS3.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the reason why Quick Glitch works.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. If you go to for Quick Glitch on PS3, which uses that thing. I'm sorry. You want to talk about Tails here? Talk about Tails.
Here's well skip as Tails. Actually, normally I do it even better. Like you can just jump above the wall, so you don't even hit the well, but actually hit the well there. And so the stage is kind of free as Tails in Emerald Coast. And I entered.
Go ahead.
And I enter Act 2, and Tails is only going there for the cutscene when Sonic rescues him at the start of the story. So you get warped out immediately out of the stage when you do that. So
it actually technically counts as the game completing the level. Like the game assumes the level has been completed, sort of.
Yeah,
but
I think
because it assumes there's been it assumes the cutscene has ended, so there's a level transition.
I think it does because not only the game saves after that.
The game saves.
If you go back to the save file, it kind of I think it says completed Emerald Coast.
It does
Tails.
say you completed it, yeah.
So I think
the same
it
thing
works.
happens. You can also do it. I don't know if you want to. I'm sure you don't really want to bother, but if if you do Sonic's levels out of order, and then do the trial mode glitch with Tails where he has slots 4 and 5 open, you can load in Sonic's Red Mountain, and the same thing happens as in Emerald Coast Act 2, because Tails appears in a cutscene in both levels. So the game does the exact same thing, and it technically counts as completing both levels. Yeah. Technically, in some ways.
And yeah, I knew about that when you do Red Mountain early as Sonic, but the thing is, as you said, we said earlier, it's soft lock Sonic, so it's annoying. But you can do it with Gamma's Red Mountain too, so I'm gonna show it with Gamma's Red Mountain later. Meanwhile,
okay.
Meanwhile, I did a lot of clip in Station Square, and we are into Tails Twinkle Circuit. I could have done that first, by the way. That's the first thing you can do in Tails Story. So yeah, just use the door to clip me out. You can get into Twinkle Park this way too, but we can complete Twinkle Park, so that's Tails. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening. Sometimes.
Walls and ceilings are just a suggestion in this game.
Yeah.
You can feel free to ignore it.
There is always a way about collision, but sadly the game is very, very in terms of flags or loading triggers or that is way more resilient, so there isn't as much glitches like that. But yeah, the collision and the walls are a suggestion. Okay, so I'm gonna stop Tails right now because I gotta do the other trial mode glitch that you talked about earlier.
Okay.
So I'm gonna loading into Gamma's final egg, and since I didn't do Winnie Valley as Sonic, as Tails, it didn't display stages into trial mode glitch, so it's kinda empty in a way, and so I can replace it with Gamma's first stage, which is final egg, and I got lost.
Oh. Yeah, that happens.
It happens, but yeah, you actually spawn very high up, just above the end of Sonic, so the stage is like 5 seconds long, and yeah, there it is.
Next final egg.
That's the only thing that we can do, because we can do Emerald Coast. So I did it in the Session Square, so I don't need to do that with Sonic to get Tails in Emerald Coast. And Twinkle Park, as we said, you just pound out of bound and you can't do anything. Like a lot of time, sadly, when you spawn into a stage, you just spawn out of bounds. So. We get a little bit more of that with Knuckles just after that. But since Knuckles can benefit from Tails trial mode, we're gonna do Winnie Valley before that. And
there was also, you could have also just now loaded in, if you hadn't done Emerald Coast earlier, you could have loaded it in there.
Yeah.
With Sonic.
But I wanted to show the clip together. But yeah, I could have done that too. And
the clip is cooler.
And same for Knuckles actually. Okay, I'm not even doing what? Okay! That's very bad. I wasn't close enough to the boss on the second try, so I kinda like brain fart and jump on the boss. So yeah, third cycle. Well, I said earlier that I knew how to do it, but apparently not.
It's not nearly as consistent as just pushing animatronic.
That's definitely one of the biggest reset points on Tail Story. And the annoying thing is that I guess very good runner can make it consistent, but it's pretty easy to get it one time out of nowhere. But getting it 100% consistent is very hard, so it's kind of
like a multi-shine.
Yeah.
You have to multi-shine Eggman, and it's not easy. Tails is not as good of a fox at multi-shining as Fox McCloud.
That's a good metaphor because both are fox, actually. Yeah, so if it's no matter what type of stage it is for Tails, either it's his own stages or stage of other character, it destroys them regardless. So, as you have seen. So So Winnie Valley in 17 seconds, Final Egg in 5 seconds. Okay. I'm actually watching these cutscenes because it saves, so I won't have to watch them again. But since I didn't do Casinopolis, but I came from the train, I will spawn back on the train. So it will save a little bit of time on movement, a little bit of optimization. Okay, so start of Knuckles. We're gonna do 2 Knuckles segments. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I've copy-pasted the save file after watching the cutscene, so I won't have to do it again. And on the way to Casinopolis. So this strat is actually a strat that we do in Knuckles Story regular, but I'll skip.
Those 2 clips you did look way more consistent than the ones I do. I don't do those.
Yeah, that's a semi-recent clip, which makes this consistent because, and we actually, I think the world record on Knuckles Story has it.
I think it's in the showers, right?
Yeah. Kind of bad piece, but whatever. I guess you try it on the left, maybe. I don't know what. I don't remember.
Yeah. I use the PC, the floating PC. You can clip out with a PC.
Okay. So you are warped in the past directly after Casinopolis as Knuckles. So that's why I copy-paste the save, because now I can't do anything else as Knuckles in the story. But since I did Casinopolis first, I can do the same thing that I did earlier for Tails, where my trial mode is empty, quote unquote, and so I can replace it with the first stage of another character. And here we are with Knuckles' Final Egg.
Parachute in.
And it's slightly slower than Tails, but still very fast. And
on PS3 with Big, he just plummets out of the sky. He just drops. You can do it in like 2 seconds because he falls so fast.
Oh yeah, no.
2 seconds finally.
I have seen these parts actually. Yeah, thanks to Quick Glitch, we can do a lot of other characters into stages like that.
You can do the overflow trial mode glitch on PC with Big, no problem. It just takes 3 hours.
Yeah.
So if you want to spend 3 hours just doing Twinkle Park, you'll get very good at Twinkle Park. Even I'm very good. I'm like a world-class Twinkle Park Big speedrun. Yeah.
But it still takes a while, even though the stage is like 15 seconds long, despite that.
No, yeah, I'm joking. I'm joking that I'm a world class after having done it about 600 times in my life.
Okay. I think I'm good. No, I'm not.
Where's the level? Drake, where's the castle?
I don't know where okay, I wasn't in the right place? Okay. I was sure that it was the right way, but yeah, the stage, Winnie Valley is just a very open stage where the end is at the bottom, so it's pretty easy to get there with any character. I think you can do it with Amy, right? You can complete the stage as Amy too.
You can do this stage as Amy, yeah. It's not easy, but you can do it as Amy.
It's big that...
And it actually, she depends so much on the spring because she gets so much height off of the spring. It's like that's how she gets from the first part of the geometry to the second part.
No, okay.
At least that's if I do it normally. I haven't tried doing this, like just jumping to the platform, because I don't think she can do that.
Yeah.
Because I think she hits the kill plane. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
She falls too much.
Alright. I'm gonna erase my save now because I did everything I could with Knuckles. Well, I didn't do everything I could with Knuckles with the trial mode glitch, but I did all the things that were exclusive to the trial mode glitch.
That need you to, yeah, the ones that need you to soft lock the file.
But since Knuckles is very useful for trial mode glitch of other characters, and just for his stage sake, we're gonna reset the save. That's why you do 2 save files on your run in PS3, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do one where you do that, and one where you do normally. So okay, you can use the door as Knuckles 2 to clip, and we're going to Twinkle Secrets.
I don't think there's any other category except Max Status where it makes sense to set up a totally different file, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
So I don't know what, even though that's on PS3, so you couldn't copy the file, I wonder what the ruling would be if you're allowed to just copy and paste the file. It seems like you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah, I think too. I'm just doing for convenience because like it's an exhibition.
Yeah.
And re-unlocking Knuckles will take not that long actually. It will take what, like if I play very good, maybe 6 minutes. So it wouldn't be the worst. Or maybe maybe more like 8. But I think
8 minutes and then another 10 minutes of waiting for Chaos 4.
no
problem.
So yeah, it's kind of annoying, but it's right Knuckles on soft lock by doing Casino Post only, and it's the only way to get Tri-Mold as Knuckles, the reliable way. But either way, and also Knuckles is the best character for Twinkle Circuit, by the way. If it wasn't obvious, this guy is fast and turns very well. Faster than Sonic, which is kind of weird, but we love to see it.
Game devs were after Ken Pander's heart.
Yeah. Okay, so the only annoying thing is clipping out, because when you finish the stage, you are stuck in the other side. I think there's a clip, but it's very hard to do because the door is closed, so you don't see anything. But I'm not soft lock, because if you quit the stage without completing it, it takes a while because you need to wait for the starting. But you actually spawn on the other side of the door, so you're fine. And I'm gonna...
Gotta love it.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same clip I did earlier. Climb on the door, basically.
Oh.
I missed it. But it was close. I don't want to go too far, because if I go too far, there's actually an invisible wall.
Yeah, there's a little compartment back there. You get stuck.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that actually in Station Square, weirdly enough.
Yeah, there's just some leftover geometry. Or you get stuck real quick.
So we spawn very low in Twinkle Park, actually, which is kind of scary. But if we know what we're doing, we can get back on track. So I think I'm good, but... It
should be. So the kill planes, I'm sure as anyone who has routed Twinkle Park skips can tell you, the kill planes are different. Like, I think I'm right here. The kill planes are different sometimes between versions. Like, I think GameCube has a different kill plane than PC here.
Yeah.
So it can be like, even if you learn a certain way to get to the level, it might not work across all versions.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the infamous Dreamcast skip that is very inconsistent in DX because they added another kill plane too. So it definitely messed up with the kill plane on this stage.
Oh, so you're still in a cart.
Yeah, I'm taking a cart because it's faster, and it doesn't crash at all with Knuckles. It just works fine.
Yeah.
And also because the camera gets stuck there on the looping.
Yeah. You have to fly around it if you don't use a cart.
It's very annoying.
Yeah, Knuckles, I think it's because Gamma, like you said earlier, Gamma uses the wider model for the cart. So if he tries to get in a regular one, it crashes.
Okay. So here I have to do a setup. Like
Mission Impossible.
Kind of like Sonic roller coaster skip, where I need to be not falling but climbing on the wall into the traditional Act 2. So this way I can jump out of bounds and I have enough height to get back in bounds. and I can finish the stage, because if I don't do that, I just die out of bounds. That's what Tess can do the stage, by the way. I think it's possible in Dreamcast, actually, doing that, what I did. I think it's possible in Dreamcast. Getting into Twinkle Park as Knuckles. I'm not sure about
I think so. I haven't tried it. I could try. I think it probably works the same way. The only thing is that I don't think on Dreamcast, I don't think you can jump into the tube here. Like that's not a, you can't do that clip. You have to come through the sewer.
Yeah, definitely. It's harder to get into Twinkle Park, but doing the stage is possible. That's what I meant, obviously. Okay, so go back to regular Knuckles story. Like after all these distractions, Twinkle Park doesn't crash the game actually, so that's pretty convenient.
Oh yeah, Twinkle Park you just do whenever you want. If you had done it before Amy, you could show that her progress would be at 30% now.
Yeah. But I did Amy first, so pretty good set, all things considered. I kind of played bad, but
not bad, not bad.
And so now we're gonna do again Casinopolis and Hotelscape. In the right order now, so it's just an optimization thingy. Yeah, so you have to go into the corner and then kinda 8 slightly up left when you are gliding to clip. It's a very good set, actually.
I'm getting deja vu.
Yeah, all the time was kind of bad Casino, but this one is actually cool. Okay.
I want to get sent to the locker room.
And so yeah, this cutscene plays like last time, but this one cutscene plays. Well, last time it didn't. The cutscene on the past didn't play. So because of that, this one cutscene wouldn't have played either, and so I couldn't progress anything. And Creamscape, you love to see it. And oh, that's the first time we get into the Odell, so we can do a kind of funny clip there, where you again you glide between
nice.
against the wall, just below a ceiling. Yeah, so I could have done with the triangle glitch, but that's way funnier like that.
That is fun. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's an unusual technique as Knuckles, where you get a lot of speed when you're gliding below a ceiling, so it allows for funny clips like that. That was used in 130, I believe, when we used to do Chow with Knuckles, because you can get otters and in...
Oh! Save it! Oh.
Yeah, I missed it. So...
You can climb some of these rocks, I think.
Oh yeah, I think they are collision. Yeah, I think you're right. So Knuckles goes fast enough so he can avoid the Orca, but the Orca cannot catch up with him, so it's kind of tough. And here we are, we would like to escape. We do it with no Sonic now, but Knuckles can do it too. It's not that fast, but yeah, we can't finish the stage like Amy, sadly.
Yeah.
And
that's fun.
On our way to Chaos 2. And now we are going back to regular Knuckles scheduling for a while, because yeah, the rest of Knuckles is pretty straightforward and there isn't very much anything we can do that is glitchy or...
So like Chaos 2, everybody knows you can just bully him and like just melt him by just flying into him. But like sometimes he'll get you on like an off day and suddenly you realize that he's like a real boss. Like he'll start doing things and you're like, I forgot he can do things. Like and not just like melt into a puddle and die, and like suddenly he's like beating your ass. You're like, what happened?
He has a blue balls type pattern, I guess.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
But we never get to see it because we destroy him super fast.
Yeah.
Poor boss.
So now we got the monkey destruction switch, which is the most important object in the game.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad we don't see the back in other Sonic entries because I feel like it's an iconic object.
Yeah.
Of,
Really a
on the
character of
series.
its own.
Yeah. Very like it's a switch that destroys monkeys.
What more can you ask for?
Okay, I cannot play it that bad, but it's a good set actually. It's a good set for having this digging piece because this digging piece
Yeah, this is a straight
awful.
drop.
I kind of realized kind of late it was this one, so I kind of panic and just restart. Which I'm kind of sleepwalking through this knuckle story. Okay, so now we're going to the boring part of Knuckles. Okay.
You know, it seems so easy that they could have just like. I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know how I've never seen that, but that's pretty amazing. I've never seen his like dig ability actually used in a speedrun.
Yeah, Spacebar showed it off earlier too. I think in Knuckles. Sadly, it's slower.
I'm a little behind the times.
It's slightly slower than just walking, which is a shame because the loading zone is very easy to eat as Knuckles. It feels so close, but the digging animation is so slow that I don't think there's a way to make any digging spot clip worth.
Yeah.
And if it was faster, we could use it twice in the run because we can go to the cart too.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, I guess I was too low. I was not enough in the air. That's why I got the laser there. Kind of rare to see that I guess Knuckles. It saves. It loses a little bit, 1 second I think compared to the splash, but nothing too bad. So yeah, the last time we saw Chaos 4 was 1 hour ago, so we are at least a little bit spread out into the run. And yeah, we don't have any way to get to the egg carrier early on the jungle, so we're kind of stuck to do Knuckles story regularly for the other stage of Knuckles.
Yeah, so there's like for like years I've messed around with trying to do Knuckles out of sequence, like trying to get Skydeck early and that kind of stuff. But for whatever reason, he has a very unique problem, which is if you load. So like what you can do with Knuckles is if you do his second stage. So if you remember like the way you soft lock the file. And by doing Castinopolis first, if you do that, that activates trial mode glitch. Then he has an open menu. If you play Tails, and you do Tails' first stage, so you do Windy Valley, and then you do his fifth stage, Speed Highway, or the other way around, either way. If you do those two, then if you go back to Knuckles, it'll automatically use Tails' fourth stage. So it'll call Skydeck. When because of the way that trial mode glitch works. So you can, with Knuckles, you can complete Skydeck, or you could load Skydeck early. But he has a very unique glitch where, for whatever reason, in his Skydeck Act 1, the camera is set like 1,000 units away from spawn.
Okay.
The screen blacks out after the first 3 seconds. The screen just goes dark because Knuckles' character model falls at an incredible rate under the loading area. There's a lot of problems. But basically, like if he could do that, then we could do a lot more stuff with Knuckles. But for whatever reason, that stage is just broken. So that's my own little rant on that. I'm sorry. Do you want to catch up? You want to talk about that clip? It's a good clip.
Oh, more. It's basically you pause, and when you pause, these doors aren't loaded, so you can go through while during the moment where you pause, and we enter Sonic's Act 3. So Sonic Act 3 is basically just a corridor into ending script of the stage. So you just finish the stage right away. And since I didn't do Sonic Lost World, there is no capsules, so it's even faster. And we're gonna see that with Tails and Gamma later, so very worth to not do Sonic Lost World early.
It turns out that Knuckles didn't really need those pieces of the emerald. They weren't that important.
Yeah.
They were just extra. He could just skip those, and he just wanted to go admire the fine art of the mural. That was all he needed at that level.
Of his ancestors.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit of optimization since we don't need to beat Chaos 6 and finish the story. We just need to do SkyDeck. A little clip into the pool. It's also soft lock Knuckles' story, by the way, but it's way more convenience soft lock because the only thing that we don't do is Chaos 6, which doesn't matter for this category. And so now we have all the stage of Knuckles in trial mode, so we can start doing some funny stuff. Actually, we need to watch the cutscene to have. If you don't watch the cutscene, SkyDeck is not unlocked in the trial mode. Okay. And so we're gonna continue Gamma that we left off earlier.
It's less about the cutscene, right, and it's more about making sure the stage finishes so that it saves the file. Yeah.
But since the cutscene happens during the stages, so this thing is actually more known than other things because we do it in 130 emblems. So Gamma into Knuckles SkyDeck. But since Gamma is not supposed to go there, it's Sonic's objects that are loaded, so we have the capsule. And we spawn in the middle of the stage so we can just clip back inbound into the final way, so it's pretty fast stage.
Yeah. Gamma can play the whole level. Like he can start back at the very start in Act 1 and finish the whole thing. I'm seeing a message in chat from Dre Minus. So it's not just that the camera is far out; it's also that you have no control over Knuckles. So like the only way that you really know what's happening to him is if you use Cheat Engine to check his XYZ coordinates. You can see his position, and his position is just constantly descending. Like that's all we know about it. Like you have no control over Knuckles from the beginning. If I had just speculated it has something to do with the way that his character interacts with the cannon at the very start, like the cannon somehow doesn't, like he might spawn close enough to trigger the cannon's script where it removes your ability to control the character, and it also sets a custom camera angle, but Knuckles doesn't ever leave the cannon. Like he actually just misses it, he just falls, so the cannon never fires. So I think that it's something to do with it. But I mean, this is all speculation. I've like I've sent the kind of the mystery case of why Knuckles SkyDeck doesn't work to like a bunch of different people, but no one's ever been able to solve it. That's just the most information I've gotten out of it.
By the way, LOL skip free as Gamma. I don't know why people are saying that it's that hard. You just jump and over. So yeah, that was. Oh, actually, I want to show something before continuing. That's not what I wanted to do. So I can't complete Speed Highway as Gamma, but I don't know, I can't do that. Well, never mind. I just realized that I need to finish Tails for that, and I can't do that now. So never mind. I wanted to show Gamma into Speed Highway, but I can't do it in this stage right now. So we're gonna just continue Gamma story. Sorry. So yeah, go again.
No, say la vie, I said, sorry.
Okay. Lost World actually gives the same emblem as SkyDeck, so there is no reason to do it as Gamma. It gives the Red Mountain emblems too, it's just slower as you saw. So yeah, there is almost no benefit to Gamma into Lost World. Sadly. Okay. So I got the...
What about the emotional benefit that I get out of it?
Yeah, that's true that it's actually pretty cool. to see. You're
What
right.
about the happiness?
But yeah, that's not no other application in speedrunning, sadly. Okay. So I did Red Mountain, so now I unlock Windy Valley. Actually, the completion of Red Mountain. The emblem doesn't do anything, that's why. I didn't have Windy Valley before, despite having done the emblem of Red Mountain in Skydeck. Yeah, that's two different things again, so... Pretty...
The fact
easy.
that they added another kill plane in Twinkle Park, I'm just thinking about this now. It definitely fits into the whole gag of like every copy of Sonic Adventure is personalized. Like they put the kill plane in there just to mess with speedrunners on some versions.
They mess up a lot of things for speedrunner actually, but they actually did prevent a lot of things for us to mess up with the game sometimes. They got us sometimes, even though we got them most of the time. Okay. I actually did Windy Valley only for the stage completion. I'm not going to hand Gamma Story. We're gonna go back to Gamma because now we have the Hover, so we can do funny stuff into Station Square. But first, Sonic's fight. Okay, the reason...
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
the reason why I'm rooting Sonic now is actually because it's optimal. Because I get the rings of Sonic and...
that's so smart. I didn't even think about that.
It's only 12, so it doesn't really matter, but we need rings for Casinopolis.
That's 6 B presses.
Sadly,
that was the most entertaining, the most interesting part of the run.
Yeah.
Yes.
Best split.
Best split.
So there's actually a way to optimally farm rings by getting between these 2 rings, like collect 2 rings at a time. And the reason why we do that is because the pinball, when you try to go into the pinball as Gamma, the game crashes. So we can't collect things into Casinopolis, sadly.
Yeah, very cruelly. If you get into Casinopolis as Gamma, if you try to climb into a pinball machine, Gamma just freezes. Like nothing. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
So what are we to do except rob the hotel for everything they're worth, and then use their money, and then go throw all their money away at the casino?
Yeah. We're definitely rigging the system right now.
Yeah, we're raiding the hotel registry to see Gamma's crippling gambling addiction.
That's sad to hear. But, so it takes a while to grind rings, but that's the fastest way and most effective way to do it.
It ain't much, but it's on its work.
Also, the idle animation actually of Gamma actually moved the visor of Gamma, so that's why I jump sometimes to avoid her turning her head, and so not aiming like that. You see? So
it's a little more optimal, I think, to just tap forward on the control stick, but it might move you out of place.
Yeah. I think
rather than jumping, because jumping definitely knocks you back.
Maybe. Okay, so now into Casinopolis. So there's 2 clips. We need to. Okay, I missed. That's fine. I don't lose my rings like that, but that's kind of. If it did though, it will be very, very sad. So you need to jump into the corner on the top right corner of the train, of the wagon. But you have to.
It's either side. You can do left or right.
Yeah. I'm used to do it right side, so I'm doing right side.
It'd be pretty funny if they took 2 rings from you every time you went through for train fare.
Yeah, like
you had to pay for your train ticket.
that will be a very weird trivia to do because we don't even see our ring counter for most of the time. So the difficulty is because of the fact that
There you go. Oh, there we go.
yeah, the train stops your movement, so you have to do it quite fast. So you run into the corner, get into mode change. Okay, I missed. And then get into this corner in mode change, and it's weird how easy it seems to clip right like that for Gamma.
It's so easy. It's one of the easiest clips in the game.
Yeah.
I always, when I go around that second corner, I always pause buffer because there is a seam where you can drop through.
Oh.
And I've dropped through too many times and I've lost all my rings. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, because if you drop, you don't have enough height. You need to jump to be sure to get into Casnopolis loading zone. And that was Casnopolis. Okay, I'm gonna reset before the fade out because either way the game will crash and I couldn't do anything else, so that will be kind of risky.
Scoob Burgerman version is easier sort of when you get there, but it does take a lot more time to go all the way out to get the Burgerman. And if you go into the train, you lose the Burgerman, and it's just not worth it to go all the way back.
Oh yeah,
again.
you cannot do
So
the
it's
thing.
easier to just it's better to just do it with yourself.
Yeah, you can do like big, I guess. That's kind of.
Oh no, not that.
No
He
difference.
means,
Okay.
yeah. They mean that you can chuck the statue over the train and then go pick it up on the other side and then use it to clip out of the wall.
Oh.
At least I think that's what they're I think that's what they're talking about.
So I'm opening the elevator just for Twinkle Secret because the clip is very hard into Twinkle Secret, and I don't want to kill the run or to spend like 10 minutes on it and not getting it. But you could have actually get there without the card. And here we are with Gamma Twinkle Secret. It's the hardest character to get into in Twinkle Secret, but it's not even worth it because Gamma is like the second worst character in it. Not as bad as Amy, but still worse than any other character. Also, the sound effect doesn't sound at all like any other Gamma sound. I don't know what they're thinking, but
A lot of them sound kind of out of place.
yeah, for Gamma, it's kind of weird.
It might just be that I'm not that familiar with the Seiyus. I'm used to just the English voices.
Yeah, it does also that. I don't know what sound does the English version there because it doesn't seem like a voice. It seems really like a sound effect. So I don't know if they change it to this one.
I think it's the sound that I mean, it might be the same. It might be the same. I think off the top of my head it'd be the one that's like when Gamma takes damage.
Oh yeah.
If that sounded. I think it's that.
Oh, I was not at all. It didn't resemble.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to
But
do.
I think people understood what I meant. Okay. Oh, this track is funny because there's actually it's meshed out with it doesn't matter of the Sonic theme for some reason. That's always very funny.
For the sake of trivia, I might mention that there are actually 5 hidden Twinkle Circuit courses that are available.
Oh.
They're in the game files. They're saved as different acts of this stage.
Oh. But they never are
they're-
played.
Yeah, you can't play them. Even with Quick Glitch, I don't think you can play them. I don't know if I haven't been able to manipulate the data to get it to work, but
Okay.
they're in there. I think they were released originally as DLC for the Dreamcast, and then they were carried over to DX. I think. I might be that part. I'm not sure about. I do know that they're in there, but I don't know why.
Okay.
They're
So-
also like fully functional, I think.
Oh, it is. That's crazy. That's kind of sad that we can't really hear them in game. Oh, so yeah, we basically do the same thing. We run into the corner to do mode change, and then up right into up left into the door. It's kind of inconsistent, but I'll get there eventually. I think the fact that I come from Twinkle Circuit messed up a little bit the camera actually.
Yeah, man. It's also, this is just not very consistent. Either that or it's pretty precise. I don't really know. I mean, there's no reason why there would be RNG, so it's probably just a matter of precision. But so are you gonna just jump into a cart and see what happens? See if it just crashes?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to at least go to Act 2, and if it doesn't work,
Oh, there we go.
okay, that wasn't that bad.
No problem. I think you gotta drop a little bit, because if you fly right at the course with Gamma, I think you hit a kill plane. I might be wrong. I mean, you know better than I do. You
maybe
practice
it's on other version, because I have never had problem, but maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, the thing is, yeah, you're right about one thing is that Gamma doesn't lose that much height while hovering. So when we were with Knuckles, we barely made the height. But with Gamma, it will be so easy actually.
Yeah, you can hit your head. You can hit a kill plane above you. Or I mean, the thing is that he just like takes like a long time. He falls way slower. So, and also, I mean, it's because he's Gamma. He has a time limit.
Yeah,
stage,
that's the reason why it's scary to finish the stage. Like, the first part is easier than Knuckles, but then the second part is harder. I guess I'm playing safe and going there where there is no kill planes on the following, but that's where we do space launch actually. That's the reason why this keep works.
So on some versions, some of the time you can jump into a cart, and then you can finish the level. But even then, I think, like you said, it does crash. Or you know what? Is it that it crashes when you try to get out of the cart? Is that right? I'm trying to remember.
No, it's when you enter. Well, maybe it can crash that too, but most of the time is during when I'm entering the first frame into Act 2. Yeah. Okay, so I'm eating the cart. Yeah, I think the reason why it doesn't work, it makes crash sometimes, is because Gamma. Oh, what the fuck was that?
Oh no!
I wanted to restart because I was dying, and then the game decided.
I have not seen that.
I don't know if I retry it or. I mean, we didn't. Well.
Nah, I think we got it.
Yeah, but yeah, that was something. Okay, so now we're gonna do Tails triangle glitch. So I'm gonna go into Gamma's maintain. And yeah, there's the capsule, but we can move and right after. And actually, I'm gonna show the save file just for the sake of it. You see, it says Tails completed from Station Square, and Sandil weirdly put there. That's because I did run maintain according to code, so it kinda counts. But yeah, we can't really complete this stage really.
Could you restream in the Discord for me so that I can see it?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, when the game crashes.
I'm so sorry.
When Gamma BLJ'd into the Starry Night sky.
Yeah. I get a weird bounce. Okay. So we're going back. So try another page. I select Knuckles. And into Tails, and since I didn't do Skydeck or Ice Cap, I can actually go into Act 3 of Skydeck as Tails, but since Tails is supposed to go there is no capsule contrary to other characters, because his capsule is on Act 1.
There's no loadout for Tails, yeah.
So yeah, there's nothing we can do.
So something interesting that can happen is, like, Tails, even though Tails can normally do Skydeck, the game, so because Tails can normally do Skydeck, the game has an asset profile loaded for him. So even if he goes to a different act, it tries to load Tails' asset profile, and he doesn't have any in act. I think it's Act 3. Yeah, he doesn't have anything in Act 3.
Yeah.
So it's just an empty level.
Yes, that's why also like the some stuff are weirdly loaded, like where it is the how do we say that, the rolling floor as Sonic, since
Yeah.
there's there are only on Act 3. It does load a weird geometry there as Tails because it's glitched, and yeah, it doesn't have these objects unloaded. Okay, lol skip 3. I don't know why
This is
people are
the
complaining
backup
about the
strat.
skip. Oh, actually, I missed. Oh, never mind. It's actually odd.
Okay. You should show how Tails flies over the collision on the left side of the the rollers here, over the torches. Like he kind of bobs. I think it's fun. At least.
Where? I don't know actually.
If he
about
flies
that.
over there's torches on the those blocks on the left, like
There?
if he flies over right over, if he just floats or glides right over him, he does bob up and down. You don't have to show it, but
Okay, I never seen it, so I can't show. Sorry.
on the ramp, on the edge on the left, if you fly right over it, he'll bob.
There?
Let me see.
I died.
You do need to be over it.
Okay. You okay. So do I need to go inbound there? Okay, I'm gonna take the checkpoint.
Well, you've got no lives left.
Yeah, it doesn't matter actually.
You don't have to worry about it. You can just finish
Okay.
the stage.
Lol skip, easy.
Easy.
And yeah.
Alright, finish under the level. Very nice.
Yeah, just like Knuckles and Gamma. And since there is no capsule, it's slightly faster.
Yep.
It's actually as fast as Skydeck regularly, I think, to do Lost World as Tails, so... Okay, I always forget that since I crashed in Twinkle Park, I have to switch camera there. I always forgot that...
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah. Particularly in Skydeck.
Hate it when Gamma destroys the whole game, and then we have to change our camera back.
Okay. Oh. Okay, well, that was not a very good Skydeck, but whatever.
As intended.
Yeah, completely as
Finishing
intended.
Skydeck as intended.
Okay, and so now we're gonna continue Tails story only for Sandhill, because Sandhill is not an action stages, so we can't unlock it through try mode glitch, sadly. So we're gonna have to play normally. I could have done Ice Cap through try mode, but one rare moment where it would be actually be worth it to do try mode glitch as Tails for Ice Cap. I wouldn't have been able to show off Ice Skate Skip once again, so it is. Actually did the full Ice Skate Skip, like even the optimization where you avoid the invisible wall. Kinda...
You gotta win back a little of the swag you lost with the Amy elevator.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta get back some swag points.
So longest stage of Tails, the hardest one, but also kinda interesting at top level. Okay, second try, it's not that bad. You still save time if you do this clip second try. And now the super jumps. Jump at the top left corner of the ramp, so you avoid the ground and keep your speed.
So something interesting about Ice Cap is that with certain ways, you can load Sonic's Ice Cap through trial mode glitch for certain characters. Like you can put Gamma into Sonic's Ice Cap, but it just immediately kills you, and there's nothing really to show off because Sonic has a kill plane right under the starting area because the game doesn't want you wandering off from the starting area. because the first Skydeck Act 1, or sorry,
Ice Cap.
Ice Cap Act 1 and the snowboard segment are technically the same map. It's the same geometry.
Yeah.
So when Sonic starts, because they want him contained to that area, they put a kill plane in there, and that means that you can't really use that level that act for other characters. But you can with Snowboard, because Snowboard has no kill plane there. So you can, if you load in Snowboard somehow, then you can get the characters to finish the level. But
Yeah, I didn't show it off because like you just die immediately. So.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think you can show off Tails' snowboard ice cap on PC without doing the 256 glitch. I think if somebody does the 256 glitch, you can show it, but it's not worth it. Obviously, there's no reason to do that.
Yeah.
Unless you want to work on ILs while you're doing all stories run.
Oh yeah, I guess that's...
If you really want to crank out some Knuckles Speed Highway ILs, something like that.
We're gonna replace 20 stage for Centurion by 25-6 stage for Centurion. It's 1,000 and more. Like it's so much. But, this is where you're sure you see every layout of Knuckles multiple times.
There's a certain question to be asked, which is when you are in the middle of completing a stage over 250 times, are you still doing a speed run?
Yeah. Or are you just practicing?
Or are you just playing
with
Sonic
timer on
for way too long?
Okay, so the third Chaos 4, the shortest one, but not the easiest one to optimize sometimes because it's hard to eat Chaos 4 in the water.
I wish there was a monkey destruction switch for Chaos 4. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You could carry it into the fight and just chuck it at him and be done.
Oh yeah, I have the mode that skips sketches actually. I completely forgot about that. That's kind of sad because the run is actually kind of good. So I cannot fake time self despite the fact it's good. But at least we don't have Chaos 4 into sketches, so I can't complain. Okay, so the loading zone for Sally is always there as Tails. We push the button just because it's right there for the clip, but we don't actually need to push the button to enter Scandale. I think.
You're telling me you didn't want to watch there and watch the sand toilet flush? Watch all the sand just drain out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it with Sonic, so I don't want to see it twice. But as soon as you complete it as Tails, it is unlocked in the sub-game, in try mode. As both Tails and Sonic.
Yeah, that's a very strange one. It's a very strange... Like, the way that sand hill is handled is very strange in the game's files.
And since you have it on try mode with Sonic, the loading zone is there in the adventure field. That's kind of something that happens with a lot of stages actually, where, with some exception, when you have it on the trial mode glitch, generally you have it on the adventure field. So that's why I did everything up until that for Sonic, and I waited for that.
So something that seems to be the case is that's something that's unique to Sand Hill, is that it seems like Sonic and Tails share their completion tracker, like their bike for that. So if Tails completes it 255 times, and then Sonic completes it, that in the adventure mode, like he actually warps to the past.
Oh.
Because basically the way that it's treated is that like what you're about to do, you're about to finish it normally, and it drops in Mystic Ruins.
Yeah.
And the reason it does that is because the game thinks this is your second time completing it. So if you roll it back to 0 and then have Sonic complete it for the first time, it puts him in the past.
Yeah.
So.
It's very noticeable when you do Knuckles Casnopolis because it also works like that. Sometimes you get sent in the past again if you complete Knuckles stages.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that it was basically the same for Sonic and Tails. It's very linked, but they have emblem links, everything. I cannot play that.
I've spent way too long looking at these weird parts of this game.
Okay. Okay, that wasn't very good. You actually don't lose that much time compared to. It's slightly slower to do it as Sonic, but like, but you can actually get it into 40 minutes till Sunday will just play kind of bad there. And you just spawn back just in front of Lost World after that, so that's pretty cool loading. And yeah, that's
I do like how I like how the overall summary of this run is all the action stages and all the sub games except the Sky Chase X and also some of the bosses because we don't want to do them.
Yeah. To be fair, if I didn't have the mode loaded, like I would have done like every sub game, but yeah.
It's okay. We need. There's really, I mean, it's an auto scroller.
But I completely forgot about that.
There's nothing a speedrunner hates more than an auto scroller.
Yeah. I'm a coward. I'm not doing photo slide skip. Sorry. Yeah, and so we're just gonna finish Sonic Story, or at least final leg, because that's stage that you can complete, obviously. Even though we do it kinda normally. And that will be the run.
And that'll be it, yeah.
Yeah.
So the only sad thing about max stages is that like the good thing is that you don't have a set like order really. You kind of invent, you kind of make up the order as you go. But the sad thing is that you don't really have like a final moment. Like you don't get credits or anything. Like it's just like okay, that's my last stage. I'm done. So,
yeah, that's kind of anticlimactic.
But you know, that's the way it is. Do you want to do Egg Viper and then close on Sonic's credits just for the sake of it?
Yeah, I think I'm good with it. Because we just get very into Egg Viper, so let's just do that. I actually have both timer on my splits just because of that, because it feels weird to end on the final leg.
Yeah.
But it would be worse if it wasn't for Sonic, because other character I just finish the stage and that's it.
Then you just quit, yeah.
Well, at least with Sonic I get into Egg Viper, so... I kind of love the fact that we start with Sonic and we finish with Sonic. And we show it off Silent Hill as Sonic, so... It's not even just... It's not even artificial to finish with Sonic, it is
right.
a good reason for it. And so yeah, that was... That's kind of...
There's also the fact that if you don't copy the file earlier, Tails is soft locked, so you'll never be able to do Egg Walker, for instance.
Mm-hmm. So, oh yeah, well, we finished the max stage. I did the most stage ever. I forgot to point it out in PC. I guess things like... Go ahead.
How many? No, I was saying how many is it total?
So...
Do you know?
There's 4 as Amy, 5 as Big, so 9, 11 as Sonic. No, 12 as Sonic, so 21.
Should I be writing this down? Should I be summing these?
Huh? Sorry?
Should I be adding these up? Should I be adding these up? Let me add them up.
Yeah, please. So Knuckles stays, so the 5 stage plus Twinkle Parks plus Evolka 7 plus Final Leg Moon Valley 9, 10? Is it right?
I don't know. It's some number of stages.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stages.
I think Tails and Sonic have the most completed one, where we can do all of them except for Hot Shutter. Then it's Knuckles, then it's Gamma, and then Big Enemy. Even though in PS3 it's actually Gamma Adventure DX, since Gamma can do Hot Shutter, so he can do more stages than Sonic, right?
Yeah.
Or as much as Sonic, if you count Silent Hill. But
Yeah, sadly, Gamma can't do Sand Hill on this version.
But yeah. I should have counted the number of stages. I actually list that when I wrote at first, but I kind of forgot of many amounts it does at the end.
If I had to guess, I think it's something like 55, maybe 50.
Yeah.
If you're counting the sub games, something around there. I don't know. Do you want to count the Sky Axe?
I guess it counts, but I didn't do
They're
them.
in there.
He's up to something. And there you go.
Alright.
So thanks everyone. That was kind of fun. I was very happy to have you right now. You actually know a lot about this game, so it's a wonder to have you on the mic. And I was very
Thanks
scared.
For having me.
I was very scared at the start that the run would have been bad, but actually the run was pretty cool at setup for Sonic. So
yeah. And we came in like 13 minutes under, so.
Yeah.
Good job. Great work. Great run.
Thanks.
Especially the big segment and that Amy.
Yeah,
segment.
the big segment and Amy were. I just did them like I don't know what happened there. Well, I hope people enjoyed SAEM 2023. It was cool. A lot of runs showcase. It's very crazy what this community is doing. A number of things.
Yeah, it's really awesome because this run is only possible with so many different contributions from different community members.
Yeah, we didn't shout out everyone because there's a lot, but
I think we got a lot of them.
And also sometimes there's things so old that we don't remember who actually discovered that. So
yeah.
I'm gonna shout out to Ultimate Gamer, who actually from which I learned a lot of clip like the Gamma heading to Casinopolis, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
On his channel and YouTube, very old clip, very old school runner that has still some there on some on some old aisles or boss, I believe, even though some of them are outdated. Yeah. So yeah, that doesn't matter. And me, after this one, I'm gonna go to the bed because it's 3 a.m. So I'm kind of tired.
Yeah. Get some rest. Great work. GG.
And I've turned up, so yeah, thank you for the run, Drag, and that's the end of the marathon. But there is an after party.
Oh.
Which is, we're going to be raiding GURP98, because it's going to be his final speedrun stream. He's going to be doing SA1 and SA2 all stories.
Yeah.
And then he's going to still be around the community, still talking to us, but this is going to be his final speedrun stream. And so yeah, after party over on GURP's channel. As soon as he goes live, I have got in contact with him, but he's just not live right yet.
I did finish too early.
I mean, we've actually finished perfectly on time.
Oh, well, great.
Yeah, because we started a little late.
Yeah, I guess.
You having the Sky Chasers was disabled was great. Okay, it looks like he's got live.
Okay.
So you guys feel free to have your final words, and then
Oh well.
Well, I don't have much more to say. Just thanks to everybody. Thanks to Drum and you and the rest of the cast, and Drag for having this.
Well, see you next time on Bingo, the Bingo League. I'm very excited about it. We didn't have a lot of match recently, but it's coming back strong this week, I believe. So let's go.
We've forgotten about the Bingo League, basically. We've got a lot of matches to catch up on.
And actually, this run actually showcases a lot of things that Bingo can do sometimes. So that's fun. So yeah. And see ya.
bubbles